these, so no one knows I'm live yet. So thank you for the watch back. I hope your day, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever is going quite well. I am beginning, it is week 3 of the Finding Things Within and Without podcast, live stream, better word, experimentation for what I'm doing here. So I am going to send this link, since I have gone live, to a couple of people. In the meantime, I'm going to pull up a video I just put on X, and you can see what I was doing today, which was getting material ready for our next show, episode 7. Okay, here we go. How is everybody? Let me get my little, I got to get all my little things set. Okay, I don't need you anymore because that works. And what I need now is the chat in case anybody hops in there. I don't need studio because, it's just me. Okay, so, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up and put a little video in here while I spread this link around. Let's go there. Let's go there. And let's go here. And then let's, okay, now I got to find this window again. So you got to, there. Ah, that's how I did it. See, that's why I'm not announcing yet. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. This. So this is the Coosa River. You see the impact crater, which you're all familiar with. This is right there, where the river is running. That's that ridge line, you see?
Ow! That's what happens when you forgot you've got a broke toe. Son of a...
It really hurt. It was already
Summer's
broke.
here. my feet agree. Summer's here. That feels better. Water's cold, isn't it, Jacob? Ah, that's better.
Jacob's got a new favorite spot. Only one snake today, too. Hey, guys.
Okay, I accidentally paused it and I don't know where. This is Jacob and I at the Coosa River. pulling quartz, petrified wood, mica, and everything else that adds to the charge of a place.
Well, welcome, Amy. Welcome, Sarah. Sarah's over there dodging real life fire. Like, I just saw a picture. You got a storm chaser in town because Southern Georgia, and a good portion of Florida, even down to the Everglades, is on fire now because all of us here in the Southeast are under a generalized sort of massive drought, really. I saw earlier that for most of us in the Southeast, it's going to take like 20 to 30 inches of rain. Let me stop sharing to get us to where we're supposed to be. So, Sarah, shouldn't you be driving? Aren't you like running an errand or something before evacuation starts, and you ignore them? You get your ass this way. I don't think it'll make it this far. We're getting just enough, just like these little drizzles that don't have us near as dry as you've been. What's up, everybody? Okay, so the video was playing now. I can officially, the intro video, let's officially say that this is, what's today's date, man? Today is April 22nd, 2026, Wednesday. This is the 6th episode of Finding Things Within and Without, and the beginning of my 3rd week attempting this. So I'm feeling that at the end of this week, I'll start sort of announcing, at least giving I hopped in the planner. Honestly, I thought about it, Sarah. I hopped in the planner here today, and it was just, there was too much readjusting, when I was already ready to go. So let's figure. I'm gonna finish this 3rd week, and then I'll start having things a little more sort of lined up now that I've gotten myself, relatively comfortable here. You got a bottle of spring water. All right. Well, I mean, I'm not worried about you. I'm just saying, fucking be careful. Carry maybe a gallon with you. But no, it's close, right? All jokes aside, I mean, you are like a county away from mandatory evacuation, right? I mean, TMI, I know, but I saw a report of black snot, so it's sounding mildly apocalyptic, and I don't mean, that in any weird way other than Ricardo's dream the other day. Remember he was telling us about that live? I've been podcasting a lot. That's probably another reason I think I'm about ready to start announcing is I dreamt about a podcast last night. I mean, I was sitting here doing this shit, and that's how I know I'm probably getting close. They told you in bonsai training, little trees, tiny pots, that you were not to make your first cut, move, rewire, whatever to your plant, your tree in a pot until you had dreamt of it, right? So, so I'll take this as I'm crossing that threshold. And here in just a bit, I'm going to get back to that dream a little bit because it's it's about what we're doing here. But we're going to wait and see if anybody else shows up, and we're going to start what I'm doing. So what I'm doing here with episode 6 is back in episode 5 last, what was that, Friday. I actually took the trip up to Hatchett Creek, Swamp Creek, and Logan went with me, and I filmed a lot so that I could come home that evening and sit here and share it with you guys. Okay, well, that didn't work because I was going from cloud to blah, to blah, and it wasn't. I think I maybe got like 9 minutes or so played. So what I said I would do and what I did, imagine that, is I plugged it all together and I uploaded it to YouTube. Only I've left it private, so that only I can pull it up here, and I know we can watch it uninterrupted. And it's about a 47-minute video, so we will not, get through the whole thing. You got the guy who filmed it here, so I can narrate and fast forward, through a bunch. Most of it is just beautiful, though there are some very odd rocks here as we are in this crossover region in this zone in Alabama where the scenery changes quickly from rolling hills to tumbling rocks and piles of them. So that's what we're going to do here this evening. And somewhere in there, I will be touching upon this dream and perhaps also what that has to do with the, one could say, manifesto, but mission statement, I guess, would be a better M word. Got the alliteration in there too for the this program, what it is I'm trying to do here, and much of it has to do with the native culture, and the things which are native to this place, which I'm in, and which I'm trying to share with you all. So we're going to begin tonight by taking a look at a complete, I don't even have to click between videos. I strung it all together for us. Watch along of this Hatchett Creek, Swamp Creek area. Some interaction with Logan, him telling about how we first located this place, which again is sort of a definitely spiritually inspired process, right? Which also has its connections deeply to the native of this land here, right? So that's what Hatchet Creek is in a nutshell, and that's what we're going to look at. And Sarah, I do hope you let me know over here. I'll find Discord and get your ass home, okay? And then I'll interact with you. All right, cool. All right, so, all right. You said all right too much, and here comes the fucking producer. I didn't ask. You weren't invited, I know, but you're saying all right too much. It's kind of like when you say too much, and like, see, you just fucking said because I learned it from you. You say it all the time. It's just, hey, did I tell you something? Did this fact, and then there's this fact, Are you done? You see, what it is there is there's a lot to say, So here's the thing about words, right? When you have pictures, when you have ideas, when you have deep thoughts, right, which run both forward and backward in time and laterally in dimensions, right, things you've thought on long, and you have this right here, and you're wanting to speak on it, it seems most days at best you're just grabbing, right, and throwing out what you hope gets that picture most directly and clearly painted. And I think for me, maybe, let me think about it. Perhaps it's because I'm pretty certain that I never succeed in that, so I just have to go with a, habit too. But it is also often I do know I originally started using it intentionally, like punctuation, See? When you sparingly, but then it took over, and as the producer so rightly and rudely pointed out, yeah. All right, look at this. So today, I went out to the Coosa River. If you were here in the first minute, you saw the Broke Toe River. And I only brought a few pieces home with me. But what I like about the ones that I did is they all have a theme. It's like, look at it. Just look at it. Are you looking at it? Kind of like Jacob's making all that noise in there. But this is what we're going to look at in episode 7. We're going to start looking at this place in the Coosa River where these triangular and cubical and round pieces of quartz and crystal are found. Now I'm going to pull up today's little watch-along, which was unsuccessful in episode 5. So we're just going to finish that out, guys. It's all the beginning of that. You know what you're in for. Again, nothing earth-shattering. Wink, wink, perhaps. Let's tell them that up front and make them watch the whole thing. You never know. Just me getting my sea legs under me and keeping my commitments, which this weekend were wild. There were several surprise asks, for me to fill in here and there, which I'm always happy to do, and it's fun with people that I love, and I wouldn't be doing it otherwise. But it's had me doing this a lot. So I'm Wednesday before getting to episode 1, but I've committed to 3. So this is just me trying to learn and hold commitments to myself, really. But cheers to you guys that are here for the ride. So I need to find my private videos, which I can't really do while I'm talking to y'all. I've yet to pick up that. I can narrate what I'm doing, and what I'm doing now is I'm at my homepage, and there should be a manage. Okay, videos, all videos. Yeah, okay. Maximize is what I'm doing. Sorry, guys, but I should have been a professional and looked at how to do this beforehand, but I could just play something while I find it. Okay, so here, no, let's not do that. There's no reason to get rushed. This is your show. Now, see, that's the kind of talk I like to hear out of a producer. Somebody give him a cookie. Okay, so, but where is it? Right? I can find it on my phone when I'm in this thing because I have an option that says manage videos. Playlists, watch later, your videos. Let's try a complete reset of doing that. And we find Max. Right on. Now let me come back, see how this is playing out over here. Oh, it's not playing out.
This is why Hatchett Creek is one of my favorite places here in central Alabama.
So I think the video quality.
Oh
no, we don't need
Creek.
that. I think the video quality will greatly affect how much of this I show to you guys. Yeah, be honest. Because I filmed much of it in 4K, but it doesn't look at that. What a place to freeze, man. So the technology is never quite cohesive, copacetic with my aims, which means I probably should look elsewhere. But I'm going to try to reload this one more time. Come on, man. All right, got to bring in the keyboard. There we go. Isn't that bad? Took all that. Okay, now let's... click the link, man. Click the link instead of open that window. That's better. I bet that's going to go so much better because it's not trying to bounce like locally somehow. Okay, yes. Sure. Now Max. Now play. Now let's fast forward to our arrival because this was much of what I got to see this show last week. Let's jump in here.
Is good and
better quality too. Look at that.
And I'm completely out of cell phone range, so I can't post any of this until I see you guys tonight. All right, hopefully Logan will get a move on, and you guys will see us in a bit. Up that way. And what would be a trip to any creek without Jacob's
Okay,
Favorite
so
activity.
let me pop back to video
Running off
management screen.
all of the butterflies. There's two more up here. There they are.
Great. Okay. So what I will end up doing in the remainder of our show is I will sort of fast forward us to the goal of this video and this trip. That was to get further up this portion of the creek than I had made it with camera before. And to just show that. Again, always the goal here in these early episodes is to start to show the places, really is all I'm after here in these early days.
Past seasons here, and you can really see that these are giant piles of rocks. That's why I told you to pay attention to those rocks that we were cut through when we were driving ourselves up here. Yeah. Jason, remember, go find some footage from fall in your folder and show it to the folks now.
Which I won't. You saw this on Friday. So the point is, at this place is,
okay, so here we are. There's Logan spitting. I'm glad I wasn't zoomed in. And here,
I'll show the rocks.
Jacob will stop covering the mic with the splashes. You guys can start to.
So the thing is, because I want to adjust this, I will pause it. The thing is about this place, right, is on all sides and in many directions there are these hills, right? But once you get upon them, you see that they're this, right? Whatever you call this pile of stones. I have a lot of video, which I ended up having to opt to on Friday, climbing up and down these things, man, and climbing little primary springs and showcasing the fact that these hills are in fact not the word hill is not correct, because hill is earth, right? And these are piles of rocks with long years of earth, piled on top of them. Take a look at this one.
See the giant piles of rock that are these hills. Nice. See example here. Now, we're at the literal beginning. This is the first one of where these large rocks start stretching across the water. And coincidentally enough, Logan, we are right here at the spot where you and Cade were first led, where you led me. Here, we'll get over here. We both can. There, that big tree there. I can even flip over to Rumble. I can direct people, or we can flip over here during this live stream and show people the episodes I did when we came down here and you guided me through some shamanic meditation, right? Remember that? So, Logan, this was an area that you and Cade were just guided to. This very spot right here. Yeah.
We first went under the bridge and we crossed over to the bigger water.
Yeah, where that little stream is, where you and I would go hiking, and we've got a lot of video showing what these big piles of rock actually are. Yeah. And then after you went that way, you came this way.
Yeah, we looked on the map and saw that on Google Maps there's a smaller
So as Logan explains how he finds out, I'll just direct your attention to, again, behind him, and you see how these rocks, come all the way down from this beach, but they form these hills as well.
Exactly. We had a spot up at the front where I got stuck. And next thing you know, we just thought to go until we didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
And once, I think Kay climbed up on that spot first.
Yeah.
But once we got there, we just sat down and didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
So I guess that became the spot.
Yeah, the spot. It's a magical and beautiful spot. I guess we can walk over that way and try to show folks a little bit of it. And then we want to keep going because I want to get us up where the big rocks are today. Since the water is so wonderfully low for us. Fast forward. Quartz everywhere. I mean, every stone is quartz up here. I'm not taking time to really stop and show you, because just like in Corn Creek, it's everything. There's a lot of rose quartz, really all kinds of quartz going through these stones.
That reminds reminds me. Okay, quick anecdote. I didn't bring it in here with me. I really should have. I brought the triangles instead. But today I found what I think is the single largest outside of in the grounds, you know what I mean, or too big to actually care to mess with. Piece of rose quartz. It's like the size of a softball. It's impressive. If I remember, I'll run out and grab it from the backpack outside and bring it back here. But yeah, so that was today at the Coosa, the video we saw at the beginning. Okay, back to video control, man.
But here, we have the most tranquil of spots. Oh, look at all the deer tracks, dude. There and there. Up through the bamboo. Watch for snakes, Jake. This giant tree. You see, this is where I did the meditation. Was sitting in this tree, and you kind of hang over the ground. But this clearing in here, yeah, is where we'd have our fire. In fact, we can show guys footage from several seasons ago where we're sitting here by the fire. Yeah, the power of a place, right? In the Soulfly video, when I say I'm hanging over there, that's what I mean. I was sitting right there meditating. Okay, let's get back in the water and let's keep going. All right. Come on, Jake. Okay, we have arrived at the rocks. And man, they grow even larger up around the bend today. So I came to get up there. We brought Jacob, and we have already parlayed with a snake. So he is back on his leash.
Fast forward.
All right. You're rolling. Okay. So maybe it's just me, looking for something, but it is interesting that turn around, Logan. You see how there's really no rocks behind us, and then turn around towards me. We start this cavalcade of large stones. Look here at the first one, dude. Look at those lines going through it. I don't know what it is. I'm just pointing out the point of interest. The first large stone you come to has those. It's these little things that add to the power of the place. All these little synchronicities. All right, man, you can watch your feet if you want. You can stop. Try to keep Jake from tripping you up. Guys, just to show you, same as back.
It was like a gateway stone, right? I mean, I'm not even saying it was placed there, right, on purpose. I'm not saying that at all. But that's certainly the way it feels, right? And those markings are evidenced on many of these stones, but not quite like that, right? And so it being the first large stone as this scattering of stones, which these hills are made of, right? And then this scattering across, and then as you'll see here shortly, these stone ridges as well as these piles is a better word than hills. Piles of stone with a little earth on top. And some quartz. At Corn Creek, you've got quartz. It's all every rock you see here, just about is quartz. And then, what? Slippery. Look, Logan, if you show them in here, if you zoom in, you can see the quartz also in these larger stones. And then check out the color. Look at that stone there, you see? It's so orange. Yeah, that's okay. We continue to it's like that, but brighter. Our way up. I just wanted you guys to see the makeup of everything. And Logan's poor knee and his was it your groin that's stretching on you? It's been a minute since he's been climbing these rocks, so it's slow go. No telling. I might be like going alone, but we'll see what we can do. All right, come on. Let's go. See, for me, ever since I was a little child, really, part of the magic of places like this is the micro environments, right? What's up, Cat Man? I showed this part of the video. This was like one of the 2-minute segments you got to see last week. So I'm sorry for the rewatch, but it's also one of my favorite, not because it shows anything wild or whatever, but because it gets to the heart of what I love, right? And always have loved about just being out in nature and being in these places with these rocks and this running water, is all these different micro environments, right? That get created, that which you can let your imagination sort of get lost in or focused on. It does have a meditative quality about it. Anyhow, yeah, that's just my whole life. I remember as a child loving to go to streams like this and find little micro environments. What's up, Cat Man? How are you? Happy Earth Day to you as well, man. That is right. Today is Earth Day. We had 420, and now we've got Earth Day, Herb Day, Earth Day. Yeah, Tammy, this is lots of rocks. We're just gonna look at this place today. I went out. I got lots of triangular rocks. I know it's little. You can't see. I'm tiny right now. I'll main screen and show you. But we're just gonna keep looking at these rocks for a minute. Just got back from the dentist not too long ago, Catman. Yeah, so I did that. I guess I could get over here and manage and like hang out for a second, since people are actually like chatting, because I'm supposed to be practicing. So, but the way I do that is, see, I minimized Riverside, and that's always like sort of a no-no. Okay, there we go. So, what's up, Catman? Happy Earth Day. And you just got back from the dentist. Yeah, I did the dentist 2 days ago, too. I got a cleaning. Yeah, I know. Streaming by stream, right? It's perfect. Thanks for popping in, brother. I hope all is well in your world. How's Bartholomew? Is he doing all right? Yes, that's a cat. Tammy. Yeah, I know. So that is one thing I don't like about this chat, right? The chat on YouTube is you can't share photos and memes and stuff like that. But anyhow, we're gonna keep looking at some rocks here, and I'm gonna take you guys along as I go further up this particular stream than I have been, as we continue to just sort of try to get our feet wet. Ha ha. See, Catman, you're rubbing off on me. With seeing these places for which there is an incredible story, to be told. One largely about the native population of this area and what it is we've lost, and what it is I think we can are embarked upon here, the process of rediscovering, a bit of. Yeah, but we'll I'll go on that little tirade at the end in the chat sesh. For now, let's continue with the promised look at some rocks. And yeah, see, windows are rough when I'm doing this. That's the only thing about private video. I got to remember that. But should that work?
So what I mean by that is right here.
Yeah, that works.
You have, keep him back for a second. You have your own little waterfall, your own little echo system, little chutes that look like little trees. And then from that perspective over there, oh, that's a huge boulder with more water flowing under it. It's like a cave, right? And yet, you want to look for another world on an even larger scale. It's waiting for you. Just right behind the other one. This one's more treacherous. This one has very odd angles on rocks. But still, the magic for a kid or a kid at heart. Now those little rapids you had over there with your little people, right over here is one big enough for you to hop and play in as the flowers bloom. And as the rocks get stranger and stranger, that's one stone
So, for those interested, we do get together and share research and share just various things that people are into and work on over the Institute for Natural Philosophy's Discord channel. I just put the question up there. So yeah. Anyhow, Catman Catplan 4933. Find him in YouTube. He's in charge of initiations. And listen, it does involve cats, okay, and that's all I'm going to say. There might be a multitude of cats and a mailbox, okay, but that's the only clues you're getting as to the test you have to pass before Catman will let you into our Discord, okay? Go get him, Catman.
The magic of a place that's filled with magical places. You got to get outside, guys. So this is good right here if I can keep from dropping the phone. And can you see, or is the reflection too much? These completely horizontal lines, and then all of these here in this first rock. Little wasp nest under there too. All right, this looks like a beach over there. Let's go. Yeah. Can I go chill out on the beach for a second? Yeah. Oh shit! It's slippery, guys.
There's a lot of that in this
Okay,
place.
I see there's some wild animal tracks.
That's where I broke my toe.
What we see about snakes, dude. Do a little scare bit.
It's getting better.
There you go. He's going to make a spot. Okay, we just finished a cool down. This knob, I mean, this really, it's funny, it coincides with the water level.
This is very interesting.
See under there.
So you're going to see on this piece that you've got this knob, right? Now, I won't tell you what I think that might be, right? But it certainly wasn't really caused by the water, right? You know, because it just wraps all the way around. It's like a knob, you know, or a nub, except that it's even, you know, worn down a little underneath, right? Like a button. A button is a better image word here.
It's like a knob, you know. See how it rounds right next to something like this.
So vibrant.
Give you some perspective.
Good old Logan.
And look here.
Hopefully he'll be on one of these
See
with
this?
us one day.
And that looks like melting to me.
Doesn't it? I mean, looks like. Just saying, looks like.
Let's see if we can navigate snake country here effectively. Kind of sharp too. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. It's almost where we want to go.
All right, we're just gonna have to get wet. So see, that's the same type stone with this sort of melting of like a different stone on top of it. And then you see that same orange stone as we come back to Jacob here.
Slow down because this is a visually stunning spot. I just like looking at that. What's up, histories, myths, and legends, otherwise known as Ricardo/Bossman? How's work, dude? I guess 6:30, you're off, huh? Maybe, hopefully, probably not.
You see now the way the rock, it's larger, platform-like.
I'll walk you back that way. And extends.
And the piles all the way up on either side.
See the way it extends even in the sand beaches. There's a horsefly. Until these piles, as I showed you on the way in and as you see behind me,
look here.
Jacob, can I make it over there without slipping?
Probably not. Probably not. I don't. No, thank you. Windows back up. Get the fuck out of here with that.
You see, and that's sheer cliff.
Versus the other side,
right?
Where it's pile, very pyramidal pile.
So this wasn't all put here by the water. Look at the way the rock shoots all the way up the side of that cliff. Made that one by the tip of my toe. I'm serious, y'all. It's just my toe.
All right, let's fast forward.
There we go, dude.
Me playing around. You can go watch the video on YouTube if you want to see the jokes, right? I'm kidding. I'm going to make you listen to them here.
Look again with these.
I'm not going to watch it anyway, so.
Seems like meltings.
That's what Ricardo would say.
Some angular.
Welcome to the chat, Ricardo. Let's go find the chat.
And then off into piles. And the sheer cliffs.
Okay, Catman. So here's Ricardo. Greetings. Catman. Look for Catman Cat Plan for Discord initiation.
Say hey, dude.
And Ricardo.
His knee gave out.
Updating us on work.
All right, I'm gonna try
the
to
new PC has arrived, and also the new printer. All day setting them up, all ready to run. Only the scanner missing. Bravo, sir.
Jacob and I found another one of these microenvironment waterfalls.
Thank you for stopping by, dude.
Where I am
is right at the bend here. So I think Jacob and I can possibly make it over land, watching for snakes, and walk you to the bend. Come on, dude.
So the bend and just around it is where I'd personally been before, sans phone. The water was much deeper, and there was swimming, and back in those days, I didn't carry phones intentionally during this process.
See, if you look for the grass, that's what I call it. Step on, the rocks are not slick. So you want to look for sand, gravel, or the grass, and you'll navigate just fine.
It
Out
actually,
here in the swift-moving water, I don't have to watch as closely for snakes.
became quite the joke. I could not keep a cell phone for many of the beginning years, right, of this process of finding things within and without. It was bad. It just, so I learned consciously to not use it, to leave it, at home when I was heading out. It was also helpful to learn how to navigate, around in the world driving without using the Google Earth or the GPS. That's gonna need that skill.
How's it shore look? I don't know, man. You want the shore, don't you? I like this. There's a lot of grass this way, dude. Oh, as I slip.
Kept the phone dry, didn't I?
Save the camera. I used to practice with my beer.
It's true.
Okay, dude. Now we're all, hey, watch yourself on the beach.
It's a valued skill,
Come on.
I could jump
Come
off
on.
the bridge and not get my big long away.
Goal is in sight. That toe I broke running with you last night is not feeling so awesome, though. Running with him through the neighborhood, and he just trips me up. So here we are at the bend, my goal today. Dude!
And it just keeps re-breaking every day. What are you going to do?
I know the leash sucks, but it's for your safety.
Not here.
You don't know what a snake is yet, even though you damn near found out. Well, he did basically find out. He got close enough to have one strike at him, warning. And he jumped back. Proper response. See the rocks, look how orange they are. Just like the ones I showed you down there. Oh, little snail. So, last time I was here, I had to swim this bit. That tells you how down the water is right now. But also how this can fluctuate.
Such a trooper. He loves swimming now. This was one of his first experiences really swimming, and I've had to go to the river every day now.
Okay.
Where the deep
Again,
water is
see the
crazy.
landscape shift? We're into these shoals now. Look how rough these stones are. Look,
Yeah, this
looks
is
like
strange
concrete
here.
in there. Can you see
Okay,
in there?
So as far as research goes here,
Zoom in.
very, very different rocks right here.
Okay, that's strange. See, that's a different type stone.
Or in a very different condition.
Very rough compared to the other. See, it almost looks like the gravel. Fish. All right, and here is a bit, I think no matter the weather, must be swam. So this is where I will cease
I
recording
was
today.
wrong, though. I found
Because,
a way.
well, I might get over there. You see the way these rock islands continue? I don't know. It might be
We
walkable.
get around.
I don't know.
Let's fast forward a bit.
Come on, Jake. We're gonna fucking find out, aren't we?
To our hour. Thank you, everybody, for joining in here for episode.
See what I
6
see over here? Yeah, it
of
looks
Fun
like
things within and
I
without.
see a little fish darting.
We're gonna get through this video
Shoal.
and we'll do a bit of chatting.
Yes.
Here at the end.
And hopefully these sharp fuckers will turn to sand here in a moment. Sorry, dude. Oh, I think it was a fish darting. Okay, here we go. Sand. It's a strange melted stone. And the shot I was looking for anyhow. See, it turns into a, watch for snakes. Watch for snakes. The rocks get bigger, and it turns into quite the wonderland up here. I'm taking these butterflies.
Look at that. That's just, if nothing else, it's beautiful. But when you look at it, doing your best, we'll talk about this at the end, to see things completely free from anything you've ever been taught or told, i.e. completely free from narrative, you begin to wonder, You just begin to ask simple questions about how things got the way they are in front of your eyes without being informed, I know that sounds counterintuitive, but as I hope my work is evidenced, it's correct. It's exactly the way to go when you're trying to find things, both within and without. Bump.
And then this continues on. And I'll be back another day to show you the weird shit that's up that way.
But we kept going.
Hatchett Creek. A little further up than I made it last time.
We kept going. And we see a very strange rock before we get to our little chat.
Each direction is like a different environment.
Such a cool place. The birds. It's multi-sensory, Tickles all of them, even the spidey ones. Little rocks, big rocks, little rocks, big rocks. Near, far. I didn't get quite enough. Near, far. That was a little better or worse, depending on whether you're listening or whether you're me saying it. If you're listening, it's probably terrible. If you're saying it, it's rather fun. Again, look at this. Now stand by. Just look at it. Are you? It's so beautiful. The color. So all of the stone you see is, once it gets wet, is that color. And here again is more of the rough. Look at that. It's like it's got little stones.
It's like two different stones
trapped
almost.
in it, and sort of melty and jagged on top of this orange stuff, and then this quartz heavy stuff. It almost, some of it, the orange stuff is almost reminiscent of like a petrified tree if it just weren't so, everywhere, and also kind of melted and bedrocky, and but it's beautiful. And can you imagine, if all those rocks were showing their color, just what a magical place.
Look at this guy. It's markings.
A little bit of grooving, a little bit of...
Hang on, man. Shit gets slippery for me. There you go. Sand.
see there how it rises up on either side, and then just shattered across the creek. Look at that one, and all these little pieces just shattered. We need the Rolling Stones here. I'm shattered. I mean, that's all I see. That's the only word that comes to mind. Let's fast forward.
Now you see here on this side, I have essentially a wall going up about 30 feet of rock. Over here, sand beach for a while. That solid piece up there.
I could seriously pinch a tent like right
Strange
there,
landscape. It comes at you out of nowhere.
Be fine. Y'all have to come find me. Give me a little supply of beef, and for Jacob as well. Bones every week.
So much left to explore here at Hatchett Creek. I'm going to sign off and go find Logan.
But then I found another.
Go get this stuff synced up and hopefully show some of it to you guys tonight on finding things. With and without.
Chat
I like it without today. Probably be back late, y'all. Just saying.
I could look at this place all day, guys. So I'm trying to be diligent about fast forwarding.
A little further up.
Here we go.
And the rocks get exceptionally melty looking. Watch it, Jake. Slick.
You see the groove in that one, and you see the top here has got this patina, right? It's that very orange, like a lot of those stones, and then here in the middle, it's concave, like a canoe, right? But then you also see the differentiation in the way the stone is patinaed or patinated would probably be the better geologic term. Here on the side, right? And of course, just before it, well, here, let's just look at them both again. This weird dude.
A little further up
here.
And the rocks.
Let me mute that. Look at here. Look at those knobs. Well, Jason, the way it gets knobby, right, and rounded. And again, I'm not trying to sort of tell you what it is. I'm just trying to point out these different features that jump out to me that aren't explained by the traditional natural effects, which I'm told occurred by most academics around these parts. Though there are several academics I've had the opportunity to question, such as Randall Carlson. He's an academic, isn't he? I mean, I think it counts. No matter, just saying, the knowledge that man has, good God, whatever you think of it, it's like fearsome. And there are forces which could explain this thing, which aren't readily accepted by the mainstream narrative. So we're just going to continue to look at these weird things.
Let me zoom out for you. There.
There you can really see the concavity there in the middle. And look at that thing back behind it, right? Little circles, little dots, and this wearing and grooving in here is just a very strange pile of rocks. I mean, no matter how you're looking at it, it's a weird pile of rocks.
Very flat.
See how the orange patina is on the front
Look
of that.
at this piece over here. Careful, Jake. Careful, Jason, that's sharp. Look at this. What is this? What is this?
This looks like a foot, right? Or something I'm not saying. but this grooving, right? Now this is reminiscent of what I find all over Lookout Mountain in North Alabama, right? This type of stuff here. I don't know what it is, but this is the first iteration when you move northward in Alabama, right? From the area of the storyline of Mobilla and Tuscaloosa and DeSoto, right? As you move northward here, we're along the Coosa River. We are on the east side of the Coosa River, right? Hatchett Creek feeds right into the Coosa just north of Lake Jordan, the Jordan Dam, right?
Back up, Jake. Oh, there's a deer antler right there. What is this?
Look at that.
Okay, you guys see what I'm saying? What is this?
Let's back it up a frame. So see, this is the back of that, footed looking rock. It has, again, like a knob on it, right? And you see the way the grooving is underneath. It doesn't fit with having been worn by that water in that way. And you see where the standard water level is, right? It's like a piece of something, It reminds me of like John Ward and these little anomalies he finds on Mars, It's just out of place, it seems, because it's shaping, not its material. But look at all the ways this same material has evidenced itself as we've taken this hike, right? Look at all the ways.
Okay, you guys see what I'm saying? What is this? Horsefly. Yeah, you got one too, don't you, Jake? Okay, that's not natural.
It is not caused by the forces surrounding it.
Come here, dude. This damn leash. Come here. I got you.
All right, we're getting up on an hour here, and I just sort of ponder these rock mysteries some more, and start to turn around and show you a few things I picked up along the way. This was just the beauty of this piece caught my eye. Look at the stripes, the striations.
That's a genuinely weird one.
But that one stands out. That one stands out.
Okay, this is as far up as I've made it here at Hatchett Creek. And look at the way over here. It's all just falling down. Piled up there. Oh, look at this. Gosh, I don't know if that shows up. That is,
the shape shows here.
All right, look at this little triangular nub over here. Look, triangles, right? So I'm up at the Coosa River today, and you can't tell because the staining, but you've got pieces of quartz, shaped into these triangles, right? Triangles stand out when you're just out picking up rocks, or when you're looking at rocks, Again, it's not about one little anomaly. It's about this profusion in this concentrated area, right? Profusion of anomalies in a concentrated area that I think is key. Got a green spider saying hello.
Oh yes, the conscience showed up. Jiminy Cricket.
That's not natural. I just stopped by to tell you that's not fucking natural. If you think that's natural, then guess what? You're gonna get reincarnated as me.
Uppity little spider, wasn't he? I'm sorry. He comes along, but he doesn't talk anymore. Yeah, Jiminy Cricket stepped through the wrong portal and entered as an arachnid. environments of the waterfalls. They captivate me, you know, just captivates me. It seems counterintuitive, but when focusing on a micro environment, it's one way in which to elevate your consciousness. You know, I have found. Jiminy.
Larry, in his green leisure suit, the spider.
Leisure suit Larry.
Jacob. And I are signing off from Hatchett Creek as we continue to share with you the power of these places here in Central Alabama. See you in a bit, guys. All right, you coming home with us, Larry? He's on the camera now.
All right, then. So a lot more beauty and a couple of things from Logan and I over here at base camp. And this rock, did I go back and show you the rock that I think I did? No.
See the
just showing you more quartz crystals and shaped rocks here. Much like
on today's walk. So I'm making Logan come over and check it out. Oh, look. Sees Logan.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, with this video is I will.
Okay,
now
we're taking off powerful places.
Public.
Let's tick off your introduction to Hatchet Creek and let me go rescue this kid. Might get him to join us tonight.
You can see all of the things that I fast forwarded through, much of which was just exposition by me. And check this video out at will, and especially some of these rock anomalies if you were into them. Here's the drive out. It's just such a beautiful part of the world. I thought you might like to see it, so I tagged it here at the end. This is northern Elmore County. Again, we're along the east shore of the Coosa River, right? So what would have been an area let's fix everything now. Well traversed. He does have several degrees. Thank you. I'm back to the chat. I figured he did. I just didn't want to say so, wrongly, right? But thank you for the help there, Sarah. How's the fire? How are you? Is everything okay? I hope so. Okay, so let's bring everything back. Let's settle in the walk along. I hope you enjoyed it. Go check out the video here as soon as I'm done. I'm going to make it public, and let's talk for a second about a dream. I told you I dreamt about podcasting, and that was a sign to me that, hey, probably, Jason, you've been doing this enough that you can, think about scheduling it and actually, letting people know when you're going to do this. So after this third week, for those that are just tuning in, we're going to go ahead and do that, right? Now, this dream, I was podcasting, but here's the thing. Ricardo, you were there, right? I was sitting right here, and I was looking right at this thing, right? And Ricardo's face was down here on the screen, and there was like a map, and the map had like all the native mounds, like red dots on it, like one of those maps you'd see Dr. Greg Little, which his new mound encyclopedia, volume 3 just dropped. You'll see him, put in mound lore, put these maps, right? There's mounds everywhere. But it's like, because I explore so much around here, and I found so many earthworks, right? Not just mounds, but mounds and earthworks, which are undocumented, and so much more, right? So much more. See, my mind just starts going, guys, to what all I found, and I try to grasp it to paint a picture for you, but that's the point of this show, right? That's the point of this show. Okay, so I've got to remind myself of that when I get just then, and I'm trying to like see it all and put it out there and let it flow, stream of consciousness. I could probably try, but then I remember that's the point of the show. But to the dream, I'm here, and I'm trying to say something, but I can't. And as I'm looking at all of this native, the mound, the first thing that comes to my mind that I want to try to say is all of this land, was all stolen, right? There I go with again. Since the explorers, right, first came in here and clashed, and the disease that spread not only through the human trafficking and everything the explorers did, but also some biological warfare, but also just the incidental contact, boom, like wildfire. This culture vanishes, right? It vanishes. By the time we get back here, it's basically gone. So in that dream, how spaces can work, like, in dream, it's almost like you can move kind of through your body and all this happens really fast. I get all of that realization. And so as I'm trying to say this land was stolen, I start to like choke up, like you can't talk, sometimes in a dream. But I remember specifically that it was like from emotion, it's like I was so choked up from the realization of what all had been stolen from us, not just the natives and the land, but that culture, what those people had achieved, how they lived, how they walked through this world. When you read the DeSoto Chronicles, it is something that baffles them. And they're honest about it. The way these people carried themselves, behaved, interacted. And our standard narrative does not fill out that picture for us through no one's fault. I'm not here to place blame. Let's just say it doesn't, okay? And when I think, staying with the dream, of all that could inform us about human potential, with how we could walk and navigate in this place and live with it as intended by its creator. Something these people inhabited and understood intrinsically. And I have theories based on research as to even why that is. And we'll get there in this show. But the fact remains that when that culture was vanquished and disappeared, much was stolen from us. And in learning to walk with not only the spiritual elements, right, but the material elements, the mounds shaped like the crater where they filled entire geographic regions nearly with a lot of triangle quartz. And we'll get there too, the videos, it's on and on, the rocks, the strange things that they were up to. A lot of this behind me is from this place in the Coosa, The quartz is everywhere. It's a powerful place. You just walk barefooted there. You feel the charge. You feel the exchange and the recharge. And that's just the tip of the literal iceberg of information that awaits us about this culture. That despite all of the hard, earnest, and some not so earnest through history, digging up of mounds and settlements, there is 99% of what this culture was is still missing. And at least here in this area, from DeSoto, the story of Tuscaloosa, what all is evidenced by what I've discovered and where that puts the places and what that means DeSoto had planned and what that means of the people and how capable and how not, as we've quite been told, at least popularly, they were. And so in that dream, when I find myself sitting here and I can't speak. You know, in dreams, I'll like, oh, I rush down to my mouth, and that kind of makes me realize it's a dream, right? And you get sort of lucid, and you go, no, I can say it, stolen, right? And that was the dream, and I think in that dream is inherent to me a message, you know, about what it is that I'm trying to achieve here. I'm trying, you know, there's so much you want to move fast, and I'm trying to move slow, right? And I'm trying to set the tone and sort of get these places just shown, and let this evolve, and talk to you guys about these things, and let them begin to flow. And that is, in a nutshell, the chat I had planned for the end. And I'm at an hour and 15 minutes. And if I'm going to do 2 more of these, I probably should save most of these thoughts for our 2 more episodes this 3rd week of finding things within and without. Thank you, everybody who showed up in the chat as usual. Thank you, everybody that has watched back. If there are any of you, you are greatly appreciated, and I'd love to hear from you. If you have anything you want to see particularly, or see again, or want me to, you know, focus on for a particular episode, I'm here, and I'm all ears, and I'm deeply interested in building community with you guys. Go find Catman. Get in the Discord. That's a good way to get shit to me, ask me stuff, and to, you know, continue this journey together, because together is the operative word. No, I don't mean you. You stay in your chair. I'm going to press this stop button just all by my damn self. Thank you. You know, his second correction, that was good. That's better. That's me pretending to be fancy and have a producer. Love you guys, and I thank you, and I hope this journey interests you, and I hope this knowledge interests you, and if there's anything you have to offer, come find me on Discord, right? See ya.